You're listening to the Post-Apocalyptic Media Podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Post-Apocalyptic Media Podcast. This is episode number 100. Can you believe it? We're in triple digits now. I am your host, Shawn, and I have with me, I have other people. Can you believe it? I have Derek, Stephanie, and Val joining me today. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, Shawn.
I'm good. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about our most anticipated for 2023. In the post-apocalyptic genre, and also a little bit about our favorites from 2022, because there were some good ones, right? And this is some stuff that we've been kind of collecting here and there, and getting together, and we figured we would talk about it and just have fun with it. So first of all, how's everyone doing? It's been a while since we've done this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit.
I think the last time that I was on was about like a year and a half ago, maybe.
Wow.
Gosh, maybe about then for me too. I don't know. It's been forever. But what is time? Time's running together these days.
Yeah. People are probably listening going like, who are those people? What? Isn't that a solo podcast?
Yes.
Yeah, possibly. All those people, all the fans of the 4-person show have already left, I think, and so come back. Listen, we're back.
Listen, if you're one of the OGs, just leave us a comment. Say, no, I know you guys. I remember you.
There you go.
Yeah, we're back, baby. We are going to burn this mother down.
Can you believe this is episode 100?
I know.
Wow.
It's insane. 100 times you pressed record.
Wow.
More than that.
A lot more than that.
Yeah. But for post-apoc, right?
Yeah.
But you also had the side podcast for a while following The Walking Dead, so it's more than 100 times.
That's true, yeah.
I think we have enough.
That is true.
I think we have enough clips of Shawn's voice to do a full-on deep fake.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's
such a great idea.
Uh-oh, wait. Hold on. I've been replaced.
Yeah, AI is going to be the new podcast host now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's kind of a funny idea, though.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get into... Well, I guess we'll start off with some of our favorites from 2022.
Yes.
And we'll hit a couple of these categories because we feel passionate about this. And I think what's great too is I know that we don't all have the same opinion on these shows and everything, games and all that. So let's kind of start off with ongoing TV shows. There were quite a few, and this of course this is shows that have, it's not the first season. It's, they're into it for a couple of years. And so these are shows that we know and love, things like Walking Dead, and I just had to say that. And so we all have kind of our favorites too. And so who wants to go first and talk about their favorite ongoing TV show of 2022? No
Guess
one?
I can take a stab at it. I'll take a stab at it.
Good.
My favorite ongoing TV shows, well, you know that I'm always going to put Attack on Titan as number one. It was early 2022, so it feels like it was ages ago at this point, but that one is always amazing. Can I talk about my others that I like, Shawn, or only number one?
There are no rules.
Oh, wow. So, of course, The Walking Dead with its final season, that was amazing. That was really good. But I know y'all will talk about that some more. So I also want to mention Raised by Wolves. There's a very active community that is on Facebook that is very upset that they were canceled, and they still pop up in my timeline a lot. So
wow.
that was a good, it was a crazy show, but it was a good show. And I'm going to throw this out here because no one else will, probably. I think I'm the only one who watched it. 86. That concluded in 2022, and I don't know if it's coming back. And I have no idea what the plans are for it. It's kind of hanging in the air, but it ended so great. It was just a really beautiful ending.
86.
An anime.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask. That's the anime one.
Yes, that's the anime one, and it just had a really beautiful conclusion. If it doesn't get renewed, that it was a great way to end it, although I hope it does. And of course, Handmaid's Tale, but I would say 86 really holds a special place in my heart. People don't know about it as much, and it was just a really, really well done, in my opinion.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 86 was strong. In its way, it's I enjoyed it, but I don't know. There's some aspects of it where I felt like they didn't explain quite enough what I was looking for.
Yeah, you don't really like it when they drag out mysteries for too long.
No, tell me what's going on. I want to get the big picture. But I say that, but at the same time, I love suspense and when they drag it out. So I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I guess it depends on how it's done.
I'll put in a few of my 2 cents here. First of all,
Okay.
ongoing TV shows this year, there was a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this list, and here's a list of shows that I watched, and then I'll give you the short list of the shows I didn't even get around to. But Expanse, Snowpiercer, Attack on Titan.
Oh, that was good.
Raised by Wolves, The Walking Dead, 86, Fear the Walking Dead, Love, Death, and Robots, Westworld, Umbrella Academy, Handmaid's Tale, See, Love Alternative. These are all shows that I spent time watching. And then we had Pacific Rim anime, which I saw the first season. I haven't seen the second season. We had 2 versions of Alone, the reality TV show, Survivalist. So anyways, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, that was interesting.
It was a big competition, but there was also a very... For a lot of these shows, it was... I wouldn't say it was a letdown, because some of them had really great seasons, but it was kind of bittersweet. We had to say goodbye to The Walking Dead this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking Dead, I think...
That was tough.
Had one of their best seasons ever.
For sure.
And
I agree.
Were you about to agree, Val?
I was about to agree because The Walking Dead just the final season just released on Netflix here in Canada.
Oh.
So I binge watched through it, and I was a little sad. I was like, no, wait a minute. No, we're not going to get to see like any of them together like we're used to. Of course, there's going to be like a bunch of spin-offs, but there's a bunch of characters that I was like, oh no. And then there was like some really emotional scenes in the finale. Yeah, I was I really liked this season. Like for The Walking Dead, I stopped watching a while ago just because like there were some seasons that wasn't very entertaining at all, and I was just like kind of bored watching them. And what? And I had to catch up because I wanted to watch the last season, and that was like one of the best season. Absolutely, hands down.
Yeah. So
I can't. I don't know how you guys did it with like watching one episode a week because like, and then having to wait like a few months in between the parts. Oh my god, because I binge watched that so much. I think it took me only like 3 days. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
well, that's I was sick, so I was just two birds,
Yeah.
one stone.
Yeah.
Just watched the show, but yeah, it was very good.
Yeah. Solid last season. But we had to say goodbye to it. We had to say goodbye to surprise. We have to say goodbye to Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah.
Um,
Gosh, I'm so mad about that.
Fear the Walking Dead. I think this was the last season of that as well, right?
No, there's the last season
Oh,
is
no.
coming up this year.
Okay, yeah, I should have known that. There was a big cliffhanger at the end.
You feel like that because you don't want to watch the next season. Neither do I.
Oh, it hurts to admit that, but this recent season was disappointing for me.
Yeah.
I really didn't like where they took some of the characters, some of the writing. We won't delve into the weeds because I'm trying to make a bigger point here. Westworld's gone. I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they took it down from the streaming service. HBO doesn't have to pay anybody to keep that up. They just chose to take it down, I guess.
Oh, it's not even on
not
HBO anymore?
Nope, they took it off HBO Max, and
What?
I think they took Raised by Wolves off also.
What?
Oh, wow.
What are they doing?
Hold on
Is this
a
some evil
minute.
plot?
What?
So ridiculous.
What is this? Hold on.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that last season of Raised by Wolves. I was like, yeah, one day I'll get HBO back and I'll watch it. Well, now I can't.
Yeah, they just don't care. They're like, we own these, but whatever, we're taking them off anyway.
It would be cool
don't
if
understand.
Netflix was like, I got you, bro. I got you. I just get like, even if they're canceled, they just, you can binge watch the episodes on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, BitTorrent is always sitting over there saying, "I got you, bro."
Yeah, but I feel bad. Oh, that's just
feel less bad when you realize that HBO won't even sell it to you.
that's true.
They just don't even want you to have it. Like, yeah. That and the decision about Snowpiercer, I don't know. I just don't understand.
Yeah, and I bet Shawn's already discussed this before, but Snowpiercer, they recorded the final season. They got
Finished it in production, too.
Jennifer Connelly behind a camera, and did all the production and chose not to air it.
Hold on.
That's crazy.
Hold up. So we got Crave here in Canada because we can't get HBO without, another service. And I recently got it because of The Last of Us. I didn't want to pay the $9.99 per month, and then my partner was like, "Here you go. I got a subscription for you." And I was like, "Yes!" So now I have access to The Last of Us. But Westworld is on there, 4 seasons.
What?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And then if I look, what was it? Snowpiercer? Well, Snowpiercer's not on HBO. That's another one. Oh, no. There's only the movie.
That would be...
Yeah.
Okay.
But Westworld is on the...
moving to Canada.
Yeah. I mean, change your VPN. Get Crave.
Oh, yeah.
Fascinating. And get Crave.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is so interesting.
Now I'm curious. I need to do a little bit of research as to why it's not available on HBO anymore, but I can watch it through Crave.
Nice. Nice. Okay, and then also one last show to point out, we've got C, which which finally, which wrapped up. It felt a little rushed there at the end, like they could have teased this out another season.
Yeah.
Or two. And kind of chose to wrap it up. So
Yeah, and
all
I'm
in
still
all,
annoyed by some stuff there, but go on.
Yeah, all in all, it's just it's great to have this many high level, well produced post apocalyptic shows. But it's also like we're seeing them kind of fade over the horizon, and that's bittersweet.
Yeah, I think that's true, but I think that the genre itself is not in danger, even though this is happening, because of The Last of Us. You know what I mean? Last of Us is
Such
like
a good
saving.
Yeah.
It's like saving the day.
Yeah.
So it's,
You're right.
There's the light at the end of the tunnel.
I think you're right. It's kind of doing what the first season of The Walking Dead did back in the day, right?
Yeah.
So,
So Val, what were
So
what
good.
were your top picks?
So, well, I guess now I can add The Walking Dead to the list because I didn't watch it and I forgot to update my list. But in first place, I'd put Love, Death, and Robots. This was another. I really like sitting in front of the TV for hours and binge watch episodes. I can't watch shows like. Other than that, I'm making a huge exception for The Last of Us, but because I just don't want to get spoiled, basically. But that was very well done. I love the previous season of Love, Death, and Robots, and I especially love that in this season they had like some nudges at past seasons, with returning characters and in episodes. That was very well done. And every single one of them, every little episodes I really enjoyed. Like in previous seasons, there were some that were just like, that could have, not made it into the series. But this season was just fantastic. Really, really loved it.
Which was your favorite one?
The last one.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the name of it was, and I thought that it was all live action, but there's a lot of CGI involved in that episode, and it's basically the story of this warrior who is traveling with his clan, or I don't know exactly what to call it, but they stumble upon, and it's based on a myth, but I can't remember what exactly it was. And they stumble upon
the
this
Greek
lake,
myth, right? Sirens.
Well, I think they're supposed to be Spanish conquistadors, and I think they're supposed to be in either like South America or Central America.
Yeah, it's a good
like
thing that Shawn's here
1500s,
because like
1600s.
I can't remember these details. But yeah, you're right. And they stumble upon this lake where there's this siren type of character, leading them to their death in the water because, like, she's a siren. And then this dude is deaf, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So he can't hear her call, and then there's this whole, like, dance choreography going on, and it's super interesting. But I was watching the it's a sort of documentary of how they made that episode, and I was blown away. I was like, wait a minute, most of it's CGI? How did I not notice? Like, this is insane. And it was so weird. It's the kind of episode that you either love or hate because it is so strange. Because there's no nobody's talking. It's all like action, and it's really depicted in choreography. I can't say that word properly. Basically, they're dancing to interpret the story, right?
Yeah.
But it's so well made. Holy cow!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it blew my mind. And then, of course, third place. Now that I can add it, The Walking Dead. I am super tempted to put this one in first place, but just for the sake of, I just watched it, and I just talked about it. Yeah, the third one would be The Walking Dead, hands down. So good.
Yeah, and just to backtrack to the Love, Death, and Robots, because Stephanie and I watched that recently. There's one episode in there that I think my favorite was this one where this like anthropologist, I guess it's not an anthropologist, but some scientist is like studying this insect-like alien.
Oh,
colony.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're floating in space type of thing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's like an in space colony, and it seems like like they're studying an animal, and I won't spoil too much, but as the episode progresses, you find out they're not quite so dumb as they appear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a good bit of surprise, and I ended up really, really liking it.
That was another one of them that were animated, and it was so well done. The characters look almost real. It's crazy.
Like the one on the ship. You're talking about that one? The boat. I don't forgot what that one was called. That one was really well done. The characters looked kind of cartoony, but also realistic at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. As for me, Love, Death, and Robots was number one for me too. I love that last episode. I just can't even. I mean, you did a good job explaining it. I can't even. I can't even like add to it. It's so good, and it. I pretty much watched it with my mouth open the whole time, knowing that it was CGI animated. And it was like, this is incredible. So yeah, they did a really good job with that. And so for my second place, I had Walking Dead for obvious reasons. I'm a big fan. I think the last two seasons were some of the best besides, season one. And it really, I don't know, like I was 2 years ago, I think when we even started doing this podcast, I would say, oh, Walking Dead, I haven't watched that show in a couple seasons. And then I got back into it and I just got hooked. I got back into it probably season 9 or so. And it got so much better. 9, 10, and 11, So I'm a fan again. Right in time for it to be over. I'm a fan again.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but there's going to be so many spin-offs that I guess we're going to talk about it later, but that I think it's going to, quench our thirst for The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they don't overdo it. You know what I mean? I hope they don't burn us out, but I guess we'll see. And then I had Snowpiercer as my number 3. Again, bittersweet, it's ending, but it was a good season. This is crazy because I only put my top 3. I don't even have C on there. And like last year and the year before, that was my favorite show. I loved that show.
Yeah.
But this third season, I don't know, just didn't get me.
Yeah. I kind of felt that way about it too.
Did it bother you? I'm trying to figure out how to like discuss this without spoiling too much for the listeners who haven't seen C. But there's one part where they begin to say flee the bombing, and they seem to be like not getting very far.
Yeah. It's a nice way to put it. Yeah.
It just doesn't.
There were some aspects like that just kind of didn't seem well thought through.
And I'll just say a certain decision by one of the main characters at the very end is going to bug me forever. You know what I'm talking about.
I really liked 1. I thought 2 was still really well done, but not as good. And then it kind of just went down from there. But
yeah.
Well, they start the series like with a lot more attention to detail, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, if I recall, like in episode 1, they have these ropes strewn everywhere so that everybody can kind of navigate the town faster, and they just kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
Never visit that again.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yep.
Well, let's get into the new TV shows. There were also a few brand new TV shows this year, and this is where it's fun. When you think about what's to come in some of these new ones. So we had a few that we listed here. I'll go through these real quick. We had All of Us Are Dead, Rusty Bisco, Halo, Doomland, Station 11, DMZ, Vampire in the Garden, Resident Evil, Peripheral, Tales of the Walking Dead, Yakima's S245, Black Rock Shooter Downfall, and Dead in the Water. So, I think it's safe to say we haven't seen all of these, but some of them really stood out. And I think spoiler alert, I'll just give away this number one that I think we can all pretty much agree on.
Consensus.
The consensus is that Station 11 just blew all the other ones out of the water.
I still need to watch that. I haven't watched it.
I've kind of got Station
almost consensus.
Almost consensus. I'm torn because I loved Peripheral.
Yeah.
And so Peripheral and Station 11 are definitely tops for last year. And I think just to remind the listeners that Last of Us is not on here because it premiered in 2023 and we're talking about 2022.
Yeah.
So
otherwise.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Yeah, so we have like Station 11. I think a lot of us agree. Like, so you have Peripherals number 2. A lot of people agreed on that.
Yeah.
And then we have some other stragglers. Like, Steph, you liked Halo as your third.
Yeah. Well, because I was forced to make a third.
Who tied your hands?
Ouch.
It's understandable.
Like, there were parts of Halo that were really good, and there were parts that were just cringe. So, I'm torn about it. Like, I wanted to like it so much. But it was definitely better than Resident Evil. So there's that.
Yeah.
I think the Resident Evil, I watched the first episode, and I wasn't even tempted to continue it. So I didn't.
We watched the whole thing, but it was more because Derek was reminding me we needed to watch it. I was like, oh, yeah.
Don't worry, Val. It gets worse at the end.
Oh, okay. Good. Now I'm tempted to watch it.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. But before we dump on Halo anymore, let's just, the fact that Station 11 was able to sweep Shawn, Steph, and myself, and soon to be Val, really says a lot. It's such a good show, and it's
so good.
It's good till the end, and it's actually better at the end.
Yeah.
You think throughout, you're like, okay, this is a pretty good story, but it's one of those things that really comes together at the end in a way that you don't really see coming fully. I'm not saying it's like The Game or something where it's going to just shock you at the end, but it comes together beautifully.
Yeah.
It was so well done. So well done.
I think this is going to be one of those things where we don't get a second season, but people are always like,
you're right.
Please make it happen.
Yeah.
They wrapped up the story.
I wanted to read the book. I went to the used bookstore. We have a really large one near us, and I said, "Hey, do you guys have Station 11?" And the guy laughed at me. He's like, "You're not going to find that used. People are buying that up like crazy."
Oh,
wow!
No. So yeah, it's gotten really popular.
Funny.
And that was that was earlier last year.
Huh?
And then
we didn't even
go ahead.
Go on. Sorry. No, I was jumping up. Go ahead.
And then there's Peripheral, which seems to be consensus number 2 for us.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And that one, I would say that episode for episode, I felt like Peripheral was maybe more enjoyable. It was more accessible. Maybe the setting's a little bit more familiar. I loved every episode. I can't place it above Station 11 because Station 11 was such a masterpiece. But it looks like we're getting at least one more season of Peripheral, maybe more.
I hope so.
That's what it sounds like. Mm-hmm.
I hope so. I watched that and I was like, I need season 2 right now. It leaves you on I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but it leaves you on what's going to happen now. But it could also end where, they decide not to do season 2 and it would be fine, right? Well, it wouldn't be fine. I still want a season 2, but it would kind of and okay. It's like there's a cliffhanger, but it could also be left to your imagination type of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't watch DMZ, didn't watch Doomlands. There was a few on here that I wanted to watch, but...
And some were disappointments. Like All of Us Are Dead was horrible.
I was just reading that note you made in the doc about not good.
Not
for
good.
All of Us Are Dead.
Wow. It's even
What about Tales of the Walking Dead?
yeah, I was gonna say I put it on my number 2 because like I didn't watch any of the other shows. But I did watch Tales of the Walking Dead because eventually it's because I don't have AMC, and of course it wasn't on Netflix, but they did put the episodes on YouTube, so I watched them there, and
Really?
yeah, and it was okay. Like it felt very theatrical to me. Like I really love Terry Crews. Terry Crews?
Yeah.
Terry Crews. Yeah, Terry Crews.
Yes.
But
Terry Crews thanks you.
yeah, well, exactly. That's the thing, right? Like that's his character, and that's what he was playing sort of in that episode too. It's like I felt like I was watching a post-apocalyptic Brooklyn Nine-Nine type of thing, right?
Which would be awesome, but yeah.
yeah, it would be awesome.
That actually is a great idea.
But
Brooklyn Nine-Nine
yeah,
would be
but
great.
it
I'd
felt
watch that.
it felt too theatrical to me. Every
Yeah.
episode
Especially
were like
that
that.
second episode, I think, really messed it up for a lot of people. With the jumping back and forth in time kind of thing, and people
Yeah.
were
dragged on forever.
yeah. So I don't think a lot of people even
Yeah.
got to enjoy the rest of the season because I think it was 3, the one that did the origin story of Alpha, 3 or 4, somewhere around there. That was a really good episode, and I think a lot of people missed it.
Really?
Because number 2 like drove them away. I don't know.
Wow.
I was one of those who missed that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
was good.
We finished episode 2 and we're just like exhausted from it.
Yeah, there you go.
Didn't go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Man,
good. It was
That's
pretty
too
good.
bad that we missed the Alpha origin story. We need to go back and watch that stuff.
You could even just watch that
Yeah,
one.
you're right.
All right. Well,
does sound interesting.
let's jump forward to, we have to cover crazy news because
Yes.
this year it's a lot of crazy news.
Oh my gosh.
And so we
Oh my gosh,
we kind of
yeah.
went through, we brainstormed on some of the best from the year, and there's so many to talk about. I think, well, Val, do you want to go first? Kind of talk about your which one's your
Sure.
favorites?
My favorite, because it is so scary, is AI has now created its own language.
Yes.
And those are all articles that you can read on post-apocalyptic.com. And you can search. There's a search bar at the top if you want to read the article. It was written by Shawn back in October. And to me, it's super scary that AI can already do so many things, right? But now, like, it's coming up with its own language. So, like, with the AI revolution is coming, and not in a good way for humans. Like, this is
what's
the type of
crazy-
scary stuff going on.
What's crazy is this was from October, like you said, and since then we're almost desensitized. Like AI has gotten so advanced, and it's almost like, oh, that someone wrote a novel with AI. Well, that that's par for the course.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's gotten so popular. People are always talking about AI, and it's almost like we're not surprised by the next thing that comes out, because they're doing it's crazy. They're doing complete voiceovers. They're doing animation. Movies, books. They're talking about doing all this stuff with AI.
And it's growing very quickly, and AI is learning at such an amazing pace. And there's like a lot of positive that comes with AI, but there's also a lot of scary things that could happen. And your article talked, there's somebody who tweeted that they fed the text it's called Vikutis, like the word that they fed the Dolly to.
Yeah.
And all of the search image results were food. So like it was a certain dish. That word meant a certain dish.
Yeah.
And then they put more words into it, and they were all birds. So like there are creating its own language, and it's like can they start to talk about humans that way and like create its own like thoughts and processes, and oh my gosh, that's scary to me. So that's definitely was on my top one news. And then the second one was chess robot breaks child opponent's finger during match. Where the kid, like they all have like a certain set of rules that they need to follow, especially if you're playing against a robot that holds the pieces delicately but can also not do so delicately. And this kid, correct me if I'm wrong, Shawn, but had his hand where it shouldn't have been in the first place. But
I think the kid was reaching for a piece, I guess. Yeah. And if it was, if it was a human opponent, they would just, back off and they would do it. But the robot didn't understand, and it grabbed his finger and broke it. And there's video of it too. It's crazy.
Yeah. And
you gotta learn.
It's scary because like you're like,
so
wait
dark.
a minute, like the robot could, take a chess piece between its fingers and not break it. Why did it decide to break the kid's finger? Like I guess chess pieces are much stronger than human bones, but like it's got to be a certain strength to why was that strength necessary to just lift the chess piece? So this is like it must have been like the way the kid moved and the robot moved at the same time. Maybe that's how it broke the child's finger. But that's scary to think that robot is like, hey, you're touching my piece, no, snap. Like I hope that's not how it went, but
You've really got to watch the video. That's for that particular thing. You're like, oh, it was a malfunction. It was trying to grab a chess piece. But when you watch the video, it just looks like the robot's mad at the kid.
Yeah. I told you not to touch my piece. Like, it's it is scary.
Yeah.
God.
And so the robot goes slowly when it moves its pieces, but when it grabbed his finger, it just shot out and grabbed his finger. And that was crazy.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
So so that's why this is in number 2. Number 3 is Shawn's interview with Jasper AI, and its answers are unbelievable. It felt like you were talking to another human, and that was very interesting to read. But that was also another part of it that is scary,
Yeah. Well, what's scary now is Jasper is obsolete almost, because now GPT is the new thing.
Yeah.
And it has even more advanced answers, and so I'll have to redo that article.
Yeah. And that was this summer. You wrote that article this summer. So it's just like, 6 months ago, and now you have all of these other AIs that are much smarter and it's insane.
Yeah. Chat, I'm not sure. It would be interesting to see if you could have a similar conversation like that with Chat GPT, because it seems to have a lot of guardrails on it. I asked it one time if my cat was cute, and it went into this long thing about how it couldn't tell me and it didn't have feelings or something. But
that's so smart.
Yeah, nobody believes that.
Yeah.
I don't have feelings. I'm an AI. Sure. My gosh. And then
one thing. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. If it was related to that, keep.
It is related to that in a way. Like, one thing I want to point out is how often do we get access to the latest and greatest technology as consumers? Like, whatever they're playing with in the back rooms of Google or Apple and these big tech giants has got to be a whole generation ahead of what we're messing with in the public.
Yeah.
Such a good point.
It feels like it's too fast. Right. That's the scary part. And then in the non-AI news, crazy news, my last one, the favorite, was rainwater. Well, it's not a favorite because it's pretty sad, but rainwater is now unsafe to drink in every part of the earth.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it, Reddit.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
100% completion. Yay.
Yeah, there's plastic in everything we drink. Yeah, and that was another article that Shawn posted back in August. And he was talking about, well, the article talks about forever chemicals, which basically are things that don't happen in nature. And he says that come from several household items like cosmetics, nonstick cookware, stain repellents, and even electronics. The compounds are linked to fertility problems and have been shown to increase the risk of cancer and childhood development problems. Like this isn't our rainwater.
Yeah.
That's how do you filter that? Like, but now it's unsafe everywhere in the world. That's yeah, I mean, AI doesn't have to worry about rainwater, but, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's so concerned, what if we mess with the genetics of, the mosquito and it just like goes out of control? Mm-hmm. But we're doing this where, we can't control what evaporates into the rainwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's extremely alarming. I think that has got to be one of the top most crazy stories of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think about it, it's our rainwater, yes, but like what waters our crops? What feeds, the animals? Everything consumes this rainwater, and nobody's safe.
So true.
Yeah, the new food pyramid is going to have like a square for microplastics.
Yeah, pretty much. We laugh, but it's it's true.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Yikes.
So those were my top 4.
I think a lot of us shared those same stories.
Yeah.
Steph, what were you going to say? You had a couple different.
I was just gonna say another one that I think is worth mentioning is the monkey uprising.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what on earth? Weren't they like kidnapping babies in this one, Shawn? Am I remembering correctly?
Yeah, there was this one and there was one in India. I forgot which one it was, but yeah, they were kidnapping babies out of a village, and then they were so I think it was the one in India where they had a war with the dogs.
Yeah.
And they would the dogs killed like a baby monkey, so the babies went in and took the puppies and like threw them off cliffs and stuff. Like what? It's crazy. What? Yeah.
Are you making this up?
No. It's
no.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It feels like Planet of the Apes here.
Yeah, it does.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of implications.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, 2022, so crazy that another monkey uprising is a headline.
Yeah, another. Yeah.
Another.
It's not even like the top craziest story going on right now. The monkeys are organizing for war.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away by this development.
No.
Yeah.
The
They're
man's
taking
best
away our
friend.
best friend.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Our greatest ally in the animal kingdom.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's fine, Steph. Don't worry about it. Cats are fine. Like cats know how to escape. Dogs are just like kind of like, what's going on?
Oh, but poor dog.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I didn't think about it like that.
So what else do we have on this list? We had
what else?
Let's see.
Oh, the Georgia Guidestones.
Georgia Guidestones,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. They I need to refresh my memory on that, but they were like razed and destroyed after they were someone else already like vandalized and destroyed part of them, right? Isn't that how it went down?
Yeah, they were around for a long time, and no one knew who put them up. And then someone, I guess they were put up in the 70s or something, and then someone came forward and said that they sponsored it, and it was supposed to be the instructions for the end of the world, how to carry on with society, I guess. And then someone just went and destroyed them.
Of course, we can't have nice things.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh.
Yeah, it got somebody tried to blow them up. I think they just did a little bit of damage because these were big, heavy stones.
Yeah.
But strangely, you could say, I don't know, they cordoned off the area. I think they destroyed the monument and recovered the time capsule that was buried there. And I think that's still a mystery as to what was in there. There were some rumors, but I don't think they were ever verified as to what they got out of the time capsule.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, we have environmental problems, AI problems, uprising monkeys. It's been a crazy year.
And UFOs.
And UFOs, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the UFOs and the time travelers.
Time travelers. I would say, as a whole, I think AI was kind of the big news of 2022 as far as dystopian news, just because it's been around for a couple of years as far in this DALL-E, I think was 2 years ago, and now we're at DALL-E 2. But it just really got popular this year because people were making art with it and winning competitions with that art. Yeah. And it was just like, where do we draw the line? And it really brought up a lot of great questions. And now it seems like it's just getting more and more powerful. And I don't know what it's going to do this year, but I'm sure
hopefully
we'll be writing
good
about
things and no more breaking bones.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. Well, let's get into our most anticipated for this year. Now, I do have to say, again, like we've mentioned a couple times, Last of Us, it kind of fits between, where it's not most anticipated anymore, although I guess the rest of the season is. And then, and then, it didn't come out last year. But I guess we could count it as still this year.
Yeah, we can. Listen, it started 2 weeks ago. 2023. This is going to be the best show of all time. I know it in my heart, in my gamer's heart. And it's rare that, a video game, like a TV series made for video game, cough, cough, Halo, is made very well. And everybody on the internet and their moms are going like, listen, Netflix and other places, take notes from HBO because this is the type of show that gamers want to be made from their video games, right? Yeah. It is so true to the video game where even like scene, like shot to shot basically is a recreation of the video game. So it's so good. And so many good actors in there. Oh my gosh. I can't wait for the reveal of, the what's his name? Ron Swanson's the actor is gonna play Bill, I think.
I saw him in the trailer.
Yeah. I'm like, this is gonna be filled with amazingness, and I have my hopes super high. So if I'm not, let down by the end of the season, this is definitely gonna be my favorite show of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents. Sorry.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
See, I think I might be the only one here who never played the games, and
I haven't.
Oh, you have? Okay. So Steph and I are team not play games. So it's from that aspect though, and I think you could probably agree, Steph, is like it's amazing on its own. I haven't played the games. I don't know what to compare it to, but it doesn't really matter, to me, because it's such a good show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
I wondered
Yeah, I
what
feel
it
exactly
would look
the
like
same.
from a non-gamer perspective. Well,
From a
non-gamer. You guys are
peasant's
gamers.
perspective.
Your peasant perspective. But because I was like, what if I'd never played the game and I was just starting this show? How would it feel to me? Would it feel like too far-fetched? Would it feel? But yeah, so far so good, and especially how they start the show is kind of like a flashback into years ago where predictions were gonna happen or when things started. So, and I feel like the both episodes so far, when they do their flashbacks, is just like, oh dang, like it is so good. Anyway, I'm gonna stop taking over the conversation just because I'm a super fan of that show. But yeah, it would be very interesting, to have your eyes seeing it for the first time and experiencing this story for the first time. I already know what's gonna happen, right? But I still am super curious as to how they're gonna put it in the show.
Maybe that's what the draw is for me too. Is I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I really liked about, I know we're not doing a review of things because we're actually talking about anticipating what's coming out, but but I will say, like in episode 1 of The Last of Us, they did something that I really appreciate. It's just something I like about when post-apocalyptic media tries to do things like this, is they had a good little talk about the kinds of mundane topics that I think would be fairly common in a post-apocalyptic world, like who's on watch for the night and if they're going to be jumpy when I approach them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think that would be a big concern. If you're walking around in a dangerous world, first of all, a lot of people are going to be low on sleep because you've got to keep people up all night, every night. Somebody's got to be up waiting and watching.
Yeah.
And, just that minutia, it tends to be glossed over a lot. And I think that is missing from a lot of other media. So yeah, I'm really excited about The Last of Us. So far, really great sets. The attention to details, excellent. But looking forward to other shows like the Fallout TV show, which I'm going to say is my favorite show of all time.
Which network is
out.
Fallout again? Is it Amazon? Yeah, it's on Amazon. Oh, Derek.
So that could be that could turn out well. I mean, Expanse was really good on Amazon, so
right.
And Peripheral.
Oh, and Peripheral. Yeah, you're right.
Isn't it being done by the Westworld people?
Oh no, it's going to get canceled.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, you're right. Fallout is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, if it comes out this year. They're not like sending out as much promotion for the show as I would expect if they were down the line, but we'll find out. It's not like Amazon it always does a great job of promoting their shows before they release. But okay, we also have, I'll go ahead and finish out my list since I spoke up about Fallout. Also super excited about the new Dune. There is going to be some controversy over how post-apocalyptic Dune is. But I would say that's my number 3 most anticipated for the year. The first movie was just so excellent. It's something I do plan on watching again.
I haven't seen the first movie yet.
Oh.
That was on HBO,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I can watch it because I got
Here's
crave.
your homework.
Yeah, that's my homework.
Yay.
And then I should say Wool is a just so beloved in the fandom, and it's so big. So pretty excited about that. And we have an interview with the creator of Wool, don't we?
Yeah, from Tina.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty recently. So go check that out on the website. I don't know anything about Wool, the story. I haven't exposed myself to it yet, so I can't speak to it, but I'm excited about it anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because this is from a comic, right?
Yeah, graphic novel, yeah.
Graphic novel, gotcha.
Ah.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm excited to see what it's about and to watch it, but I have no idea what it's about at all, so...
Yeah, and there's also several like Fallout style post-apoc games that are coming out, and I don't really know how to rank any of them. You know, I don't have any background with Stalker, for example.
Yeah,
but it looks really cool. It looks like a great post-apoc first-person shooter style game, and I think that's going to be really big this year. I think that Breath of the Wild's going to be huge, but I don't think that I feel comfortable with accepting Zelda into my post-apocalyptic heart.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
it is so
show canceled. Derek's canceled.
It's completely post-apocalyptic. If you've never played Breath of the Wild, though, that's why you're saying
Derek's always been the one who goes like, Breath of the Wild, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
it's so
he's
good.
Never played it. All he's done for Breath of the Wild was do one challenge that I couldn't complete, and I handed it over to him, and he completed it for me.
Zelda is always mid-apocalypse. Like,
well, you haven't.
But this one is post-apocalypse. 100%.
This is post-apocalyptic. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they had a huge apocalyptic event, and Link wakes up afterwards and is navigating the world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, the villages and societies are up and running and everything. It's not like, you know, you don't have your little villages that you visit like normal and stuff, but you have all these crumbled buildings and stuff all over the place and crumbled machines.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. And Val and I are both big fans.
Yeah. Get out of here with your post-apocalyptic.
Following Last of Us, I had Breath of the Wild 2 ranked as my most anticipated for 2023.
Yeah, same.
I'm just so excited. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for that one. Also had the Fallout TV show, of course, which we already talked about, and I'm excited about the Walking Dead spinoffs. You know, we've got Dead City coming out first, and with Negan and Maggie, and the Daryl Dixon one where he's somehow in Europe. Like, that I'm curious how that's going to happen.
Have you seen the?
I'm really excited.
I'm so sorry. Have you seen the preview?
No, go ahead.
Like, I can't. It's not a preview. It's like a scene that happened where Daryl is going to be set in Europe, and they're talking about the walkers.
Teasers.
Oh, okay. It's not a teaser. I think it's a scene that was from one of the previous episode? No, wait, is it a teaser? Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, there was. I know that he's gonna I know that in Europe there's faster walkers, and that was. And there was a little thing about that at the end of World Beyond.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Listeners, if you're curious about that, we do have an article out where we have a full transcript of that ending scene. So from World Beyond, if you're kind of wanting to refresh yourself about it, it's out there somewhere. And but then it was, they also what's weird though is Val, they had some of those faster, smarter zombies kind of pop up in the end of The Walking Dead. And I thought they were only in Europe. So I don't really know what the deal is with that.
Didn't the thing all started in Europe? Is that, I think that's what it was, right? So
yes.
There's there may be an evolution to the walkers.
Faster zombies.
Yeah. Because in one of those episodes, I'm pretty sure it's okay to talk about it right now because people have seen it or binged watched it on Netflix like I have. But at one point they see like one of the walkers climb a ladder, and then they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
damn whisperers!" And they try to take off the mask, but it turns out it's the actual walker's face, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on? What is this?" Oh, I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it's so interesting that I guess they are in America now. Like, like the World Beyond made it sound like they were just in Europe, or maybe the faster walkers started in Europe, and I guess now they've spread. So
yeah, I don't know how that happened, or if it's like an evolution or something. I have no idea. I haven't seen World Beyond. I saw the first episode. No, the two first episodes, and then I couldn't find the other episodes. Because again, Canada apparently doesn't like to give us the stuff that everybody else has. But yeah, so I couldn't watch the rest of it. They're probably up by now, but I just haven't gone back.
Yeah. Well, and then we've also got the Rick and Michonne one that I don't know if that's coming out. Do you remember, Val? Are they anticipating that one to come out in 2023?
I don't think there are dates.
I don't know. I'm really excited about that one, but
Yeah, that might even be one of the last ones, because I think Dead City is next.
Yes.
Yes, that's the first one coming out. You're right. Like they finished filming it, I think.
Yeah.
Or they definitely finished filming it.
Yeah.
So Rick and Michonne is expected to release sometime in 2023. So we don't have an exact date. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. It's gonna be nice to have them back.
Yes.
Not as excited about Fear the Walking Dead, but I'm excited about these.
Yeah. And they're not going to be together. It's about, how they will find each other, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because Michonne is all in like
That's
this
gonna be
samurai outfit in the last episode of The Walking Dead. And then Rick is in a place where he was trying to escape, but then he was found by an helicopter who was like, come on, Rick, you can't escape or something like that. Yeah. And
that's right.
So I feel like this is going to be the story of them finding each other, and then who knows?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I have mixed feelings about it. I really do. I think that Rick, he has a daughter, I can get him disappearing and never coming back because, from his friends, but he has a kid.
He has a son too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
he had a kid with Michonne.
Yeah.
Right. And so, they're going to be like he was detained the whole time or something, probably. But at the same time, we watched Walking Dead World Beyond. It's been out for long enough, so I can at least say, I think, without upsetting too many people for spoilers, but I can at least say we know we get a lot of time with the people that took Rick, and we don't get Rick. We don't get any sign of Rick. So I don't know how they're going to resolve that. But yeah, and Michonne too, she has a kid that hasn't gotten back to yet, and I want to know how they're going to resolve that. They did a similar kind of thing with Fear the Walking Dead, and I think that that's recent enough that I won't spoil that. But now I'm just being vague. Welcome to our vague podcast where we say things that...
Well, I get what you're trying to say too, and it's like, Michonne, Rick got taken away, but Michonne chose to leave her kids behind to go find Rick. Now, in a real world setting filled with walkers and, so many risks of being killed by other people too, because that's one of the biggest threat in that series is other people. It's like, would you risk leaving your kids in a community that always tends to, go down in war, and then go find the one
God.
that you love, knowing that he's gotten taken away. So like, who knows where he is, and who knows what type of people has him. So it's kind of a little bit far-fetched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I want to know
Yes.
what love is. It's like it's basically like a romantic The Walking Dead type of thing.
Yeah, like here's a good question. Like, okay, like in real life, would Rick be like, "Yay, Michonne, you found me," or would he be like, "What the heck? What
Did you
about
leave our kids
Yeah.
behind? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, our kids.
Yeah. I know for a
Like, slash your
fact
forehead.
that, I love my partner so much, but I would want to protect my child,
Yeah.
and I would stay with my kid.
You wouldn't leave to go find your partner."
No, he can try to escape to come back to us. That
Yeah, and like Shawn, what if you were like somewhere in a post-apocalyptic world being held captive and your wife shows up? Would you be like,
I'd be like, "Yay, you didn't bring the kids."
yeah.
No, I would. Yeah, I would absolutely be like, "Yeah, great to see you, but where
Where are the
those little
kids? Yeah.
kids?" Yeah. Yeah.
So this is probably a little bit off-putting to a lot of people. I feel like they're delusional in their quest for love in the, post-apocalyptic place where it's filled with zombies. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like I guess Gabriel's watching them because think about it, like Daryl's not watching them. Daryl's off on his own adventure.
yeah,
And Maggie's not watching them. Maggie's off on her own adventure.
yeah,
Yeah.
So,
But Gabriel now has his own
Gabriel.
kid too.
yeah. That's true. Coco.
yes.
So it's like there's like a whole new generation of survivors.
Yeah.
They could make a show out of that.
But it's like, even though they
That is
have
so
those
true.
kids, they know how many times Alexandria's fallen. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So many times.
no place.
It's
is
not
safe.
safe there.
No. Anyway,
Nothing's safe anyway.
Yeah, I had my most anticipated are very much in line with a lot of yours. Fallout TV show, of course. I'm a huge Fallout fan. And I don't know, but I guess at the same time, I'm skeptical about if they're going to do it right.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword, but I just can't wait to see it. And then I have a couple video games actually on my list, like Arc Raiders is an upcoming game. They haven't really shown too much about it, but it looks gorgeous. It's you're just running around, shooting giant monsters in like a blown up city. So it's very post-apocalyptic, but it's also kind of like Monster Hunter, fighting big bosses kind of thing. It looks kind of cool. It's like an MMO. And then Dune 2. You already mentioned Dune 2. That will be cool, hopefully. And I feel more secure in that one because we've already seen that first one, what they've done with it. So it's like, this is just a continuation of that where you're like, I can't wait to see that second. And there's supposed to be 3 of them, right? I'm pretty sure
good question.
in total.
I don't know.
So hopefully they do them all well. But the rest of my list, I have a couple other video games on there. Like Ashfall is one. I'm basing a lot of this off of the trailers that we saw, so this could all change. But Ashfall looks really cool. Atomic Heart looks cool. Broken Roads. Broken Roads is a game that's getting a lot of attention. It's an Australian game. It's an indie. Well, I think it started out indie, but I think they got bought by a publisher during
cool.
production.
Good for them.
And so they're kind of making it very Fallout 1, Fallout 2. That like isometric view, that 3/4 top view kind of a thing. But it has, so I'm in their Discord and they'll talk a lot about things that they're doing to make it more authentically Australian, which I love. I'm like that's a bucket list item is to visit Australia. So they're talking about a lot of funny things that are very specific to Australia, and they're going to put a lot of stuff in game. And I almost feel like it's almost going to be too much where only Aussies are going to know what's going on.
Oh.
But at the same time, I think it's cool because it's kind of a shout out to the original Mad Max. in those movies that were all done in Australia.
Yeah.
So I think it looks. I'm really excited about that one. I think that'll be a big one. And even some of the big game press outlets have picked up on it. Like Kotaku and stuff like that. They've picked up on this little indie game, and they're getting the word out. So it's really blown up. But the thing is, they were supposed to launch last year. So now maybe they'll launch this year. I don't know. I'm sure being bought by a publisher.
Yeah, I
changed
was gonna
their
say.
timeline.
Yeah, that must help a lot.
Yeah,
it's probably gonna come out this year. And which one was that? Ashfall?
That's Broken Roads.
Oh, Broken Roads. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, there are a few other, like Frostpunk 2. I'm a big fan of Frostpunk. It's just a city builder.
Mm-hmm.
I've
played quite a bit of it. Yeah, I was going to say on Twitch. Mm-hmm.
And so that'll be cool. The sequel to that. A couple other ones. Cloud Exiles I put on here because it's basically like a city builder, which is my favorite genre, except it's in the clouds. So they're building. Well, I think it's in skyscrapers, like the tops of skyscrapers, but it's post-apocalyptic, and the only place you can survive is at the top of these skyscrapers. But they connect them with bridges and, different like ropes and stuff like that, where you can go between the buildings, and so everyone lives up there, pretty much in the clouds. So,
cool.
That seems kind of cool.
It has zombies in it?
I don't know. I guess I don't know. I didn't think about that, but I just took it as like a city builder,
Yeah.
Where
so I just quickly, because it sounded interesting, so I quickly looked it up, and I'm on their Steam page. It's in early access right now, and then they say in Cloud Exiles, players try to survive at high altitude after sudden disaster. Zombies might be vicious, but the mist is actually the deadliest enemy you will face in the world.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. So the ground is all covered with zombies, so they can't go down, I guess. Yeah.
Oh.
It looks really dope. Like you can see all the crops and the farms, like in the skyscrapers. And then you have player cards or character cards, team coordinations. That's awesome. Huh.
Yeah, I for a while there, I wasn't playing a lot of video games, but 2022, I got back into them. At the end of the year, Steam gives you your like summary. Yeah. And my summary for 2022 is embarrassing. How much gaming I did last year.
You mean it's boast-worthy, not embarrassing?
Well, 20 years ago, it would have been boast-worthy. But yeah, it's I don't know. I'm really getting into these games. I'm excited about all these new ones that are coming out.
Yeah, and Atomic Heart has been in production forever.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some footage right now. It looks really great. I don't know if I'll play it, but I might watch someone play it.
Twitch TV, right?
Yeah. Twitch.tv / post-apocalyptic media.
There you go. Yeah.
Go watch Shawn play some video games.
Yeah.
Whatever I do, I'm going to donate some Twitch points to a streamer who streams this.
There you go.
Some bits. Yeah. You're going to donate some bits. You can also subscribe. Yeah. We got one emote right now. We need more emotes. Come subscribe to us. We need more emote slots. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to have like Shawn. You should have some sort of like thing where if somebody donates, a bomb goes off and you have to put on a gas mask and play for the next.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's a good one. If somebody triggers a hype train, then if you got a hype train, you can put on your gas mask.
And this is probably no surprise to anyone, but I have a gas mask. So
yeah.
Yes. Perfect.
All right. Well, I think that's probably it. I think we got through our most anticipated and our favorites from last year. It was an interesting year, and I'm really hoping that this year will be, better, more. I hate to say more interesting because
better.
That might, more better. More interesting might be a bad thing. after last year.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, there's a lot of shows that are coming up that are going to be very interesting. So in those terms, I think we're pretty much covered. But as far as AI news and stuff goes, interesting is maybe something we don't want.
Yeah.
Let's give the positive interesting coming our way. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can make peace with the monkey uprising.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So no more robots breaking bones and monkeys throwing things off of cliffs. And
No, thank you.
yeah. But I want to thank you guys for joining me on this show. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for
think,
hosting.
This is something we should definitely do more often. That's and not show 200, maybe somewhere before that.
Yeah.
Sooner than that.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been great.
Yeah. Well, Derek, do you want the honors of getting us out of the show with your famous exit line? Do you remember what it is?
Yeah, because it's important.
Yes.
It's important because everybody out there, you're going about your life. I know you've got a lot on your plate. But here's the thing. At any point in time, it might be go time. And that's why you should always be ready for the big one. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Stay safe.